Hi there, welcome to Art from the Cottage. So I've had a bit of a catastrophe with my favourite brush of all time in the universe. It's about 15 years old and it's totally broken. All the metal is rusted and perished and it's a mess. So I've had to put some tape on it and just use it like that. It's no good gluing it, it's been glued hundreds of times. So that's that. So I'm working with that at the moment. So here's a list of colours that I'm using today. I'll be using indigo blue, cerulean blue, ultramarine blue, raw umber, raw sienna, burnt umber, cream and white. So you'll see that I've put on, I put where I want the sky to be on the canvas and where the sea is and where the foreground is. And you'll see that I've painted the sky in various shades of dark blue, the indigo and the ultramarine and the cerulean. I mixed everything. And I put in some burnt umber into the sky as well. And on the horizon there, I'm just creating the cliffs, and all I've done is just put some lights where I want the cliffs to, over the top of the cliffs. So I haven't actually painted the cliffs in. I've just put paint over top. And now I'll show you something a little bit different that you can do with the sea and the waves. I'm just using an old credit card just to put in some lights into that nice cerulean blue sea. Just any old card. You can cut them up and make them the shape that you want them to be. They come in really handy for giving the effect of sea. And so you can see that I put in some lights into that sea area, and later on I'll change that quite a bit, but just for now I put that in to give me an idea. I'm just putting a little bit of a sort of pinky colour into the sky on the horizon, but I want to cover that with another light colour anyway. So I'm just assessing what I need to do in the sky and start putting in something in the sky a little bit. So I'm starting to put in some cloud there, just under cloud, just the first coat really of cloud, and some highlights in there. Sometimes it's nice to take some raw sienna and just add a dab of it to your white, just so that your highlights have a little bit of colour in them. And now I'm going to decide to put in a little lighthouse in this one on the left hand side, and I'll just do that with a palette knife, a very small palette. And so here I did have a moon in there, and I changed my mind about that and took it out altogether in that dark area on the left. And I've just put in a little bit more cloud in that top right hand section of the sky. And now what I'm doing is I'm changing the sea, and I'm putting in some light and dark areas over the top of that light area that I made there with the credit card, so I'm just putting in some darks, and then I'll bring the credit card back and put in the lights. You'll see this technique is a little bit different than what I've shown you before. I usually use a palette knife on the surf, but this one's a little bit different. Instead of a knife, I'm using a plastic credit card or a card, business card would be fine, anything like that. And again, be very careful when you put in whatever blue you use. Make sure that it's, the blue in the sea. Make sure that it's absolutely dry. And I would, if I were you, I would just put a layer of PVA glue over where you want to put the surf, so that the colour doesn't bleed through, because it does have a habit of doing that. So we'll start to put in the surf now. This technique gives a slightly different look to the sea. I quite like it, actually. I use this quite a lot. Like I said, make sure that your blue areas are, you've got PVA or something over them and they're very, very dry. You don't want them to the paint to leach through. In the foreground of this painting, where the sand is, I just, after the initial application of paint, I just kept adding bits and pieces that were on my brush. A little bit of dark blue, a little bit of, from the sea or whatever, and just scratching into the paint to make marks. And at this stage in the painting, it's really the end stage of the painting. It's just really a matter of going over what you think would benefit from, an extra layer of paint, like the lighthouse. I think I've gone over that about 3 times, and the sky, that little bit of highlight in the clouds, at the top of the clouds. So that's what it's about at the almost at the end of the painting. So I really hope you've enjoyed the video today, and you've got a few little tips and tricks from watching me. And if you did, it would be lovely if you could press the thumbs up, the like button. And also, if you did decide to subscribe to my channel to see future videos, I'd be really happy about that as well. And I want to give a special thank you to my supporters who left a super thanks. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. So with that, I'll say bye for now. And as always, love from Cornwall.